What's going on, lads? Welcome back. Hope you're all doing well. Fit for an Autopsy's new album is finally here. It's called The Nothing That Is, and it dropped on Friday. It is now Tuesday. I'm a little bit late getting to it, but I have done my best to stay away from any spoilers. I've seen some people talking about it in my Discord, and I just did my best to close my eyes and scroll past. So we've done all right. I mean, big fan of these guys. They're probably top 3 deathcore bands for me. I can't think of who the other 2 would be, but I just know in my head somewhere that they are definitely one of the bands that I've enjoyed the most in terms of their discography that I have heard. I've heard their 2 prior albums, which is the Sea of Tragic Beasts and Oh What the Future Holds. Loved those albums. I still don't really know which one I prefer. I think Oh What the Future Holds might edge it slightly just because of certain tracks. But in terms of deathcore music, which, I know that's probably not saying a lot with me. I'm not the biggest deathcore guy, but in terms of deathcore, these guys do everything that I could probably ask for in deathcore. Huge callouts. Their callouts are amazing. They just get people so hyped. Riffs are great. Groove is great. They have some big anthemic choruses. They have elements that are, I would say, heavily inspired by Gojira, which is obviously a big tick for me as well. I love Gojira. Yeah, great band. However, with the only single that I've heard off this album, which is track number 1, Hostage, which was the first single I listened to, I didn't love it. And from that point onwards, I was like, do you know what? I respect this band too much to want to ruin the experience or potentially ruin the experience for myself going into the album having heard all of the singles, because I feel like a lot of the time these days with albums, I'm checking out all of the singles and then by the time the album comes out, there's 4 or 5 new songs and it just doesn't really feel like a full album experience. So today we are most certainly getting at least 90 to 95% of the full album experience, because obviously we've heard Hostage, but from track 2 to track 10, I don't know anything about these songs. I haven't really seen any spoilers whatsoever on the album, so looking forward to checking it out. Like I said, the last 2 albums were absolutely huge. If they get anywhere near the scale of those albums, I'm going to be a happy guy. But without any further ado, lads, this is The Nothing That Is, Fit for an Autopsy. Let's go. Okay, so this one's obviously going to be this track will be the only one on the album that I listen to a little bit differently, because it's a second listen. So I'll see if my opinions have remained the same, knowing now that it's an intro. I didn't know it was the intro to the album. Let me hear this chorus again. Let it sink in. Wait, what? That wasn't the chorus. I really haven't listened to this song again. Maybe an extended verse. Again, some of the drum work is very Mario Plante as well. Just a lot of the accents and stuff feel like a Gojira track. Okay. I want to hear this chorus again. Again, this reminds me so much of the outro to Gojira's last album. Down, down, down. But, okay, right, so obviously that's my second time hearing that. It's the first time I've gone back to it, apart from when I edited my reaction to the last single. I wouldn't have gone back to it much, and I would still say maybe it's like 5 to 10% better hearing it again. Obviously I had the music video the last time as well, so I was probably a little bit distracted and couldn't fully take it in, but I think I'm much the same opinion on that. Like, I would be pretty disappointed if that's like one of the stronger tracks on the album. Obviously it was released as the first single, which is a big statement, you know, it's a big deal putting that out as a first single. I think, like, I can't remember the start. Let me just compare the two albums here. Give me a sec, because I know What the Future Holds has a big, like, drawn out intro track, and then the Sea of Tragic Beasts. Let me see this. Okay, so it's kind of more similar, I guess, in the sense that it gets straight into things with the Sea of Tragic Beasts. However, I just much prefer the style of intro that we get in What the Future Holds, where it's like, you know, a little bit more drawn out, and it gives time to, like, create tension and tell a bit of a story. We don't, you know, without even saying anything. It's creating this mystery around it, you know. And to me, it just hits harder when the actual tracks drop in. I know it's not like a fully instrumental track, like it does get into things here in the middle of it, but like, it's just like these albums tend to sit with me a lot more. Obviously, I mentioned that I think What the Future Holds edges it slightly for me with the Sea of Tragic Beasts, and sometimes it's certain details like this. Just having a song that intros the album that isn't like instantly just jumping into the meat and potatoes of the album, you know. And obviously we've started off with something more similar to the Sea of Tragic Beasts with this track, and I'm obviously not the biggest fan of this track as is. So yeah, we're on to just completely new tracks now, so I'm looking forward to hearing some more new music. Spoils of the Hoard, let's go. We don't have lyrics just yet, which is disappointing. I've seen some things about the lyrics of this album, so I might get up a separate tab just to have them on screen. I believe they went quite based with this album. Oh, I need the lyrics for this. Kill what you can't control.
Spoils of the Hoard, exterminate their guide.
Okay. Again, it's the call-outs, man. Some of the best call-outs in fucking deathcore. I like that one. I think that's going in the likes playlist. Again, callouts from these motherfuckers are just S tier. We'll just keep going, man. We'll just keep rolling. I like that one though. First playlist track for me. Nothing like too extravagant, but it's fit for an autopsy at their best. It's hard to not mention the Gojira again. I fucking love it. Okay, right, let me pause real quick. That's 2 tracks in the bounce. I didn't do any yapping for the Spoils of the Hoard track, which you can see is in my playlist. Now, I'm a little bit stuck here because I don't know if I want that in my playlist. I feel like that one could definitely grow over time. I feel like a lot of their choruses do end up growing on you. That chorus isn't bad. It's something about I think their melodies are always very well designed, but I think there's something about the delivery of the clean vocals. I'm actually not sure. I'm guessing just based on the tonality differences, it's probably not Joe Bad who does the clean vocals. I actually always thought it was Joe Bad doing both. I know he might like harmonize with some of the clean vocals, but hearing him on the verses, I just find it hard to believe that he could switch it up and go to those levels. It might be the guitarist or bassist or something that does the clean vocals. I'm not 100% certain, so don't quote me on any of this, but I know this has been the same style of like chorus on other albums, but there's something about the ones we've heard so far, especially Hostage. This one, not so much. This one's a little bit more tolerable for me, but Hostage, I think there's something about it that feels like it's trying too hard to be like a kind of, it just feels like it's trying to be too mainstream appealing metalcore almost, if that makes sense. That's the thoughts I had on it when I first heard it. I don't know what it is about it, but this one's a little bit better. I'm still slightly on the fence. Again, the melodies are really good and the actual design of the choruses are really good, but I think it's just something about the delivery that's not quite sitting with me at the moment. Don't get me wrong, I like it. I think this one might grow. Hostage, after hearing it again, I don't know. Spoils of the Hoard, obviously a bit more of a banger. There's something about these guys. I think they're just like, yes, I can hear a lot of what people might consider to just be like, you know, nothing that special, because it kind of sounds like Gojira in parts. Sounds like a lot of other, like from a tonality standpoint, it sounds like a lot of other deathcore bands, but I think their callouts, their lyrics, their groove, and just their overall like relentlessness fucking rhythms, the relentless rhythms just does something for me. These guys are like pinnacle gym band, you know? So I kind of give them a little bit of a pass on some tracks, maybe being a little bit, not generic. I don't think anything they do is generic, but I think these guys just go so hard in the gym. I remember when I first discovered the See a Tragic Beasts album and Oh What the Future Holds, I did them within like a month or two of each other, and I just had new gym content for so fucking long. Like, and to this day, still listen to those tracks whenever I get a chance to go to the gym. Just different level, man. The call outs I think are a huge part of it, and then obviously some of the lyricism in this as well, which we can get into at some point. Definitely make it a little bit more like, just, I don't know, it just feels like the band's kind of standing for something. Now obviously the specific content of this album, I'm not entirely sure of what it's about right now, but it's like, you know, the topics of war, it feels real, you know? It feels like the screams are actually warranted, and that's something that I find with a lot of these deathcore bands, and even metalcore in general sometimes. It's like, what are we screaming about? You know, what's the actual purpose of these screams? When I first started to get into this type of music, I just wanted to hear screams because it sounded sick to me, but now it's like, okay, we've heard this a million times. What are we actually like? What is the angst here? What's it for? So I think with Fit for an Autopsy, you know, there's the screams feel a little bit more warranted, and I believe Red Horizon might be about the war in Ukraine, which is actually the track next, or at least it's hinting a little bit directly at that war. I'm not entirely sure, but I've seen some things being posted online, and I guess that'll be interesting to check out. But the point is that it feels real, like the anger and the screaming feels a little bit more warranted, which to me makes the tracks go harder, especially when the call outs are so sick as well. Like the call out in Spoils of the Hoard as well. What was the exact lyrics chosen? Let me pull it up real quick. Where was it? This is Spoils of the Hoard. There'll be no offering of peace, only fuel for the fires that never cease. Fucking thieves. I think that was the call out. Or whatever the fucking call out was. It was sick. And that's the point with these guys. It's like, yeah, instrumentally, sometimes it can be like, you know, we've heard this a million times over, but I think they can just get away with it sometimes because of how fucking sick the callouts are, and sometimes the rhythms and the groove are just like relentless. So yeah. Anyway, that's where I stand so far. I'm not like absolutely blown away. It's nothing like too far off the beaten trail that like they've already established their sound in the last 2 albums, and beyond that, again, I haven't heard them beyond that really. I've heard a single or two here and there, but it sounds pretty much what I've come to expect with Fit for an Autopsy. So, you know, it doesn't have that same shock value for me anymore, but it's still solid. Weaker Wolves, let's go. Again, I got the lyrics on my left screen here, just keeping an eye on it. You see what I mean? Like that kind of shit in the gym, man. When you're struggling through a rep, and Joe Bad is in my ear, hunt you down. Like it's just, I don't know. It just speaks to the caveman brain, you know. Speaking of cave brain, fucking empty head, oblivious, the smell of fear. Like it's just all so, you know. Sorry man, this playlist, I've heard enough. Yeah, they're in their bag now, man. This is where they shine. This is when they're at their best. Was that Paleface Swiss before that? Oh, yes. This is, yeah. Can we pause? Can we pause and go back? No, I don't want to ruin this. I don't want to ruin this. I don't want to ruin this. Yeah, best callouts in the game, man. Locked in. That's my favorite song, man. Okay, we got Red Horizon next, and we'll do the music video. Okay, right. Now look, I can understand again where there might be some like split opinions on this, because I can completely objectively see that this is not the most amazing song in the world in terms of like, you know, I can see why people who are a little bit more into prog would just be like, what's the difference between something like this and say the 156 Silence album? Like, it's not doing anything groundbreaking, but I don't know, it's just, I'm imagining this live, and not even just live, I'm sitting here in my fucking office, absolutely stank facing it up, you know what I mean? The call outs, I know you guys don't have the lyrics on screen, but like, who spins your wheels, rat? Caught in the jaw, chewed up, spit out, chewed out, my instinct is weapon. Like, I don't know, it's just the way the instrumentals blend in with Joe Bad's vocals. He's got such a presence. Like, I can feel his presence through my fucking ears. I don't know what it is. His cadence, that raspiness, his delivery, his like just confidence when he screams certain shit is just like, bow down to the master. You know what I mean? I was a little bit not disappointed with the first few songs. Like, obviously I did add Spoils of the Hoard, but this one to me is definitely worthy of the L playlist. And again, it goes back to what I was saying. It's S tier gym music. I just imagine, like, this makes me want to jump into the gym and start swinging weights around, you know? But yeah, beautiful. Very, very good. I'm going to go back to this a little bit. I just want to hear this part again. Also, was this Paleface Swiss? It sounded like him. I mean, look, again, look, you're going to have the people that are going to be like, oh, well, this is the most standard breakdown ever, but come on. So, like I always say, sometimes grooves, melodies are so relentless or so undeniable that it doesn't matter how, like, many times we've heard something similar like this before. It just objectively goes so stupidly hard. The little pauses as well. I'm like, it just hits. It's like some of the Knocked Loose breakdowns from their latest album. Like, it's just, this is where they're at their best, man. And then the transition, trademark fit for an Autopsy groove here. I did not mean to pause that, apologies. Fit for an Autopsy Paleface Swiss. I'm trying to see if that was Paleface Swiss. Weaker Wolves. Alright, man. Okay, so Red Horizon's up next. We're going to check out the video for this because I believe it's worth checking out from what I've seen online. Official music video for Red Horizon for Fifth and Autopsy's 7th studio album, The Nothing That Is, released on October 25th. A special thanks to Milana Nashkova and her family for participating in this video. The Nashkovas were Ukrainian refugees who escaped their war-torn homeland for a better life and graciously volunteered to help tell a story which shares many parallels to their experience. Fit for an Autopsy has and will always use our music as an outlet for anger and frustration with the world around us. Although Red Horizon is obviously a statement on what's happening with the crisis in the Middle East, this frustration resonates with all oppressed people. Okay, so Middle East, Ukraine, it's about all oppressed people. Any period of time, I guess, it will relate to. Everyone is entitled to personal freedom, basic human rights, safety, and the pursuit of a full and peaceful life. The Nothing That Is out everywhere. Thank you for spending with time. Okay. So, Milana, or Ukrainian, so it's kind of like the Nashkovas were Ukrainian refugees who escaped their war-torn homeland. But the song itself seems to be more directly relating to the tensions in the Middle East. Okay. So I guess like everything that's going on in, Gaza and all that kind of shit. I'm not a political guy at all. I haven't been keeping up to date with it too much, but, there's my girlfriend making a lot of noise. Okay, Red Horizon, let's go. Jesus Christ.
The blood of the after
This is about to go. There's the fucking chills again. The call outs are just S tier every time. Okay. Right. I mean, video aside, obviously a very artistic video, without going too much into the nitty-gritty details of you know what they've described in the description of it being about the war in the Middle East, and obviously it's, you know, Ukrainian refugees who are starring, don't know if it's the right word, I guess it is, in the music video. All that aside, and the actual meaning behind it, and some of the callouts, which, to be fair, the callouts fucking sick. The bodies burn so bright that God closed his eyes, or God shut his eyes. Come on. Whatever I think about the song itself, it's just, again, fit for an autopsy, having the most, I don't know, they're just callouts do something to me, man. Again, it's just the gym thing that I was talking about. These guys are just one of the best gym bands ever. They really just are. I don't even love this song. I think the track prior to it was much better. This one feels like a bit of a, I don't want to say a palate cleanser, but by their standards, it does take a bit of a more chilled approach. It's a little bit more somber. Obviously, the topic of it is definitely a little bit more, you know, hard hitting for sure, and I guess forces you to listen. But as a song, I don't know if I love. It's kind of like I keep going back and forth between the clean vocals. I'm like, I don't know if I like this. I think the melodies are good, and even like I'm singing it in my head. Da, 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 da. Like it's going to get stuck in my head for sure. So over time, I'm sure this one will sink in a little bit more. But like right now, I think it's just a solid track that on the album, I don't see myself skipping it. However, I wouldn't be in a rush back to this song, you know. An interesting single, very intentional topic. You know, as a single though, I don't know if it's that enticing. I know obviously released on the day of the album. But yeah, not much else to say. I mean, I could probably speak all day about all of the topics that lie within the video. But I'm here for the fucking music, man. Great. It's great that they're taking a stance, you know. I always say this with bands. It's nice to see bands that actually like speak about something that matters, as opposed to just like your standard fucking deathcore lyrical content. But not today. Not today. We'll keep moving, man. I didn't love that. I can't lie, I didn't love it. Not bad, but nowhere near my favorite song on the album. Title track. Let's go. This is evolution crashing down. Like even that, like just, why is that so cool? Okay, first impressions is there was some fun moments there towards the end, especially with the like almost dissonant fucking sounds that were being ripped through. Like there was some tension being created there with the dissonance, whatever the fuck that was. There was like some moments there where there was like a riff or like some chugs, and then they just throw in this big horrible fucking dissonant sound, which was pretty cool. It kind of offset the rhythm and everything. But I can't lie, this being the title track kind of just started to feel like background noise to me. It didn't really engage me at all. There was never any moment in it where I was really locked into the track, which is disappointing for literally the title track. Probably, I don't even know if it's the weakest song on the album for me, but it does feel like the first track where I'm just a bit indifferent to, you know? Maybe I need to listen to it again, but there was nothing that really grabbed my attention in that.
There'll be no flowers when we die.
Okay. I'm just kind of like taking my thoughts down as we go. So obviously I'll discuss that a little bit more detail at the end instead of doing the pause and like speaking for 20 minutes and then next song, pausing, speaking for 20 minutes, you know. I'll just wait until the end and then combine all my thoughts. That's a Hoover in the background that you can hear, by the way. This is again, they're back in their bag, man. This is where they're at their absolute best. One of the best in the fucking game when they're like this. When they get into these pockets of groove. Oh shit. Oh, I see a big call out coming. Oh fuck. I'm ready. Give it to me. Yes. Oh, I've chills again. Yeah, I mean, again, need I say any more? This is just when they are the best in the fucking scene. When they're in that bag, which is just, I guess the only thing that I feel like is maybe a little bit lacking. I don't know, maybe I need to go back to those other two albums, but I have like visions of those other two albums either having the most ridiculously big, anthemic, beautifully melodic choruses, and then we just switch up and go straight into a groove like that. It just felt like the entire two albums were just breakdowns, groove sections, ridiculous riffs, big choruses, fun, silly callouts. It felt like it was just back to back to back to back to back to back on those albums. Whereas with this album, it feels a little bit more spread out, which isn't bad because obviously it makes the playthrough of the album feel a little more balanced. But I just long for more moments like that. Again, I keep going back to it. The best part about this band is the callouts. They are just so, I don't know, man. Joe Bad just knows how to like speak to the caveman inside someone. Whatever it is. Just, I'll never bow to the fucking beast. Like the way that hit, the production, again, it's not even like that overproduced modern metal low end bass that makes that good. It's just the design of it. Shout out to Will Putney for producing this. Like, I mean, that was as much impact as you're going to get on a fucking breakdown. So fucking sick. But again, it wasn't like that. Like, you know, modern metal, big riser impacts, ridiculous fucking like subwoofer sound. There's the Hoover going again. Anyways, let's keep going. I'm gonna mute my microphone. I'm going playlist, man. I've been unintentionally just, without even realising doing it, for the whole song. Okay, last track, The Silver Sun. It's 6.5 minutes long. We'll talk in more detail at the end. But last two tracks I've liked. We'll see how we finish out. Can we get another playlist track? You should be fucking scared. Let's get the lyrics up for this. love when they go on those little riff runs. And boom. Alright, obviously there's a lot of lyrical content in there that we could dive into, and I'm sure I will as I listen to some of the tracks again, because there's some tracks in here that are most certainly going to be on repeat for a while. Glad to have finally checked it out. Been looking forward to this one for a while. But yeah, that's the end of the album, unless they decide to do something in the last 10 seconds, but they've been saying it all went silent. If they were to make a loud noise now, it would completely contradict their lyrics, and it's over. Okay, I've taken a few moments to decompress and allow myself to gather my thoughts. I'm still a little bit unsure. A lot of the time I have a really strong opinion one way or the other when it comes to like finishing up on these album reactions, but with this one I'm a little bit stumped, because I think it's because maybe I'm a little bit biased with this band. I do really like these guys and I love their last two albums, so I may be holding back a little bit on saying that I want to say 5% disappointed. Just the most slightest bit of disappointment. But the only thing that's like really stopping me, I think, is because there is some songs in here that I know for a fact are grade A, fit for an Autopsy tracks that I have previously loved them for. So I'm kind of like, maybe some other tracks will start to grow me a little bit more, and then I'll be like, that 5% disappointment will maybe disappear and I'll just be satisfied with the album. Don't get me wrong, I think this is a really, really solid album. The one thing I will say is that I think it's a case of when bands are so good and they've built such a like good reputation and such a solid, consistent reputation across their discography, sometimes if they release an album that maybe is, say everything they drop is S tier, and then they drop an A tier album, although it's still an A tier album, and if this is another band that I've never heard of before, for example, if this is like an up and coming band that I've never heard of and I'm like, oh my god, this is so fucking cool, this is so great, my opinions would vary because of the fact that I didn't know this band in the first place. But because I have such high expectations for a band like Fit for an Autopsy from the 2 prior albums, there is always going to be that comparison there. And I know people say like comparison is the thief of joy, I know, but we're here to do a review and that's what I'm going to do. It's fun, it's tongue-in-cheek, it's something that can change in a week, but I have to be honest with my opinions right now. I think I want to say 5% disappointed. Now, in saying that, it's been a while since I sat down and listened to both of the prior albums that I keep referring to, The Sea of Tragic Beast and All What the Future Holds, back to back, as in like from the start to the finish. So maybe I need to just go back, and maybe I'm looking at these albums in like rose tinted glasses. Maybe they're like similar to this album where they have really big standout tracks, which to be fair, I've gone back to a lot of the singles off of those albums, but I very rarely spin the entire album from start to finish. So maybe I need to listen to all these albums from start to finish. I'll do a Fit for an Autopsy marathon someday and just listen to them all, and maybe my opinions will start to change slightly on this. But for now, if we look at it from start to finish, I mean, I'll pull it up for you guys here just so you can see what I'm talking about. So obviously we started with Hostage. I already had mixed opinions on this song, and I think I'm much the same. Nothing after hearing it again and within the context of the album of where it's positioned did enough to like make me really change my mind on it. Now it might be something I go back to because that chorus, I can sing it in my head, I'm not your hostage, but there's just something about it that doesn't really click with me. I'm gonna sneeze. Sorry. Spoils of the Hoard obviously is on the playlist. Need to go back and listen to that a few more times, but there's moments in there that are very like trademark Fit for an Autopsy for me, what I really, really love them for. A lot of fucking groove, big riffs. I'm gonna sneeze again. Fuck. I hate when it's there, you know? Oh shit. Fuck. This is not gonna happen. I need to power through because it's not coming anytime soon. Whoa. Saviour of None, as you can see, basically like we had a bit of a gap in the middle of the album when we started with Red Horizon. Obviously it's a very like artistic song. I think video and the context and everything helps it, and it's like an emotional track. But I do feel like at The Nothing That Is, which is obviously the title track as well, which I expected a little bit more from, I started to like lose interest in the album a little bit. I was like, okay, this is starting to sound quite monotone. Then Lurch was much the same. I didn't really click with that too much. But obviously Lower Purpose, which I've realized I think was the last single prior to Red Horizon, or one of the singles anyway, which I ignored, would have been a great single to check out because that song absolutely rips. One of my favorite songs on the album. The Call Out, the meaning of that song, I think it's about like, I seen the video and it's like people in suits. Obviously the video is heavily edited, so it's kind of hard to see, but it's like lower purpose. You're working for a lower purpose. You're working in a job, I'm guessing, that isn't like fulfilling any fucking higher needs, or it's just like bottom of the barrel stuff, and it's like a real degrading call out at the end and stuff. Obviously it is what's the word I'm looking for here? Oh, I'm fucking going blank here. I need to sneeze so bad that it's just making me go blank. It's pissing me the fuck off. But that song is fucking fantastic. The Call Out, I will not bow to the beast, or whatever the fuck he says. Goodness gracious me, that shit goes so hard. Again, best call outs in the game. And then Lust for the Severed Head, I think is that one. Is that the name of that one? Whatever that one's called. Again, I think that's liked, but I might have to go back to that one. There was moments in there that I thought were great, but I think maybe that one might fall out of being liked. We'll see. I have to go back and listen to it a few more times. But overall, I think my main like things that I love about this is it's raw, like just straight up fucking metal music, like no over experimentation. They've clearly got a really, really good formula from the last two albums that has just been so solid for years. And again, it's one of those things, like if they went and changed it so much, I'd be on the other side of the fence and say, oh god man, why did they go and ruin the formula? Because I was so excited for this album for that reason, because the last two albums were just bangers back to back to back. S tier gym bands, callouts are goated, best callouts in the game as far as I'm concerned. The lyrical content, obviously I haven't delved too much into it, but it gives them a bit of an edge. They have a bit of a backbone. They're not just like singing about anything. They're not just screaming for the sake of it. There's a lot of like very meaningful topics in there, which I think just add to the power that you get from the gym. You get like 10% stronger in the gym when you listen to this kind of stuff. The tracks that really, really hit on this album, like I mentioned, Weaker Wolves, Spoil of the Hoard, Lower Purpose, those really, really hit. So I'm excited that I have like 3 songs that I know for a fact I'm going to be playing back to back to back in the gym, whatever it might be, just getting pumped up for whatever the fuck it is. 6 songs. The only thing I think that I might have a problem with this album is that I think they're just, it's one of these bands that I feel like they've just, again, they developed such a good relation or a good reputation over time that, again, when they release something that's like just A or B tier, which is still solid albums, it maybe doesn't have the same appeal, because obviously the more you hear of a certain sound, the less it's going to have that like initial shock value and that like, oh my god, I need more of this. Because when I first heard those 2 albums, I was shocked. I was like, this is fucking great. This is what I need to like introduce me to deathcore and like get me into deathcore. Now when I hear this again, I'm like, you know, it's a good fucking album, don't get me wrong, but it doesn't have that same appeal to me. Don't get me wrong, I still think they're like one of the best deathcore bands. They still, when they get into that groove bag, which is the main part of what I love about this album, I can literally feel my nose watering. I'm trying to sneeze so bad. When they got into that bag, again, in Lower Purpose, Weaker Wolves and Spoils of the Hoard, there's moments of absolute, like, no band can touch this band when they're in that bag. However, I just kind of longed for that a little bit more. Chorus wise, there was no real strong choruses in this that like really grabbed my attention that I could see myself like absolutely falling in love with, like just playing over and over again for that reason. So the only thing that will keep me coming back to a lot of these songs is like just that relentless like fucking angst, and that just there's a lot of fucking S tier gym songs in this. So ultimately, I don't really know where I stand with this. I'd say, to compare it to the last 2 albums, which I've done continuously throughout this, I'm sorry, it just is what it is. This would be my least favorite of the Sea of Tragic Beasts and Oh What the Future Holds. I think it's Oh What the Future Holds, Sea of Tragic Beasts, and then this. I think this maybe could go ahead of the Sea of Tragic Beasts if I listen to it a bit more and I listen to the Sea of Tragic Beasts again and actually compare the 2, because in my mind, maybe I'm looking at it through like rose tinted glasses, like I mentioned, where maybe that album isn't as amazing and deserving of a pedestal as I'm putting it on, because maybe it's not as different to this. But I think it's obviously just the time that I'd actually heard it. I hadn't been exposed to as many like deathcore bands or even like Fit for an Autopsy tracks as I have now. So obviously over time, you know, the whole saying like scarcity creates value, and obviously the more I've heard, the less scarce it is, so it's less valuable. But yeah, that's all, man. The Nothing That Is, Fit for an Autopsy, great fucking album, don't get me wrong, really enjoyed it. Fun album, good timing on it as well, 43 minutes, not too long. Did feel like the middle part of it let it down a little bit for my own personal taste. Outro track as well didn't really have that like memorable moment for me. But yeah, my nose is literally running. I don't even know if you can see, but yeah, I'm gonna go before I just start snotting all over the fucking screen. Lads, if you did enjoy it, leave a like in the video, make sure you're subbed to the channel. Thank you so much for watching. If you're supporting on Patreon, I love you, thank you very much. I'll chat to you in the next one. Cheers.